Hey, good afternoon. This is Spirit Journey, and it is Sunday, January 4th, and it's about 1:30 p.m. And I got up this morning and I did my exercises. And I find now, since I'm doing my stretches, um, it seems to be relaxing my mind. I'm able to, you know, really think inwardly. And as I'm exercising, um, I get ideas and thoughts on different spiritual components of my life. As you know, I'm on a spirit journey, and I was born in darkness. I didn't know where I was going, and I'm still searching. That's where I'm at in my life right now. And as I mentioned in my older videos, that I was distracted for a number of years in formal schooling, and I didn't have time to think within. And when my formal schooling ended, my life, you would think that it would get better. You can go graduated from school and everything, and but for me, it just brought out a lot of stress and anxiety and anxiety attacks. And so now I'm I'm learning to really think within and to start to try to challenge my old thinking. It wasn't serving me. I was going to church, and a Christian church, Protestant, and I was going to this particular church near where I live, and I found that I was getting frustrated, and it wasn't serving me. And that's a weird thing to say about church. That oh, church is not to serve you. You serve the church. But what I mean when I say serving me, that I was just physically uh, going through the motions of church life, but inwardly, I was dead. I thought I was dying, and each time I went, the frustration would build up in me. So I stopped going to church exactly a year ago, and so now I don't have anything else, any real distractions, and now for the first time in years that I'm allowed to really think within, and I'm incorporating my stretching exercises in the morning, and I notice that when I do so, like what I do sometimes, I have a candle. I have a candle like this one here, you know, and I look at it while I'm exercising, and it just relaxes my whole being, my muscles and everything, and I'm getting limber for the first time in 8 years. I used to um, exercise every day um, in the morning when I first get up, and then I noticed that my muscles, when I stopped doing the exercises 8 years ago, that I would just be tight, and I noticed tightness in the body also starts to make your brain tight too, and I think everything is connected. So I reincorporated doing my stretching exercises a week ago, and it it's making me feel better actually. And why I bring that up today in this video is that today when I was stretching today, I um, I started thinking about um, throwing out my old belief system. And as you know, I was an atheist, and then um, I was introduced to Christianity, Protestant denomination, and it's not serving me. And I said to myself, I was being daring with myself this morning. I said, I reject this Abrahamic religion. I don't want it. I don't like what the different branches of the Abrahamic faith are all about. I mean, the scriptures, the religious scriptures, it's one thing, but the institution is something else, and it's the institution that I reject. And then I started thinking of someone like a counterpart of me saying, "Oh, you don't, you don't want to reject God, and if you reject Jesus, you're going to go to hell." So then I retorted. I said, creator. Now I use the term creator, okay? Because creator is a creator, and I said, creator, I I am searching, and I want to know my purpose in life, and that you know the heart, and that I'm seeking answers for myself. What's the next level? I want to go to the next level. And going to the standard institutional churches that I've been visiting over the years is it's not helping me. I hate it. And if you're real creator, you know, I seek you, and I want to get to know you and love you, and whoever that you have for me, you know, um, with regard to God, I don't mean a person, but I mean if there's such thing as a God, who are they? Because now I'm distinguishing between the Creator and God. I'm starting to think that people, that institutions, whether it be Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, all these things, that the word God, it may, it's like the different personalities, you know, they all have their different components, but creator is creator. And I started thinking that maybe the creator, okay, that maybe the creator has set up what we call God, and that you know you have people say, oh well, Jesus is God. He just made me, but maybe there's more than one God. That like to say that only one it has control over everything, because like they say, as above as below, and what's below is above. That in this physical realm, you have different hierarchies. Like you have the president, you have governors, you have senators, and then you have your local officials. Well, let's say like I finished, I went to college. You have the president of the university, you have the chairmen of the board, you have supervisors, you have teachers. Now, all these things is one institution, the school, but they're all different people. And then you have the students, okay? And think of the students within this institution, what like life. And that you don't have just one teacher for the student. You have a whole conglomerate, you have a whole mixture. Or you go to the hospital. You have the doctors, you have the nurses, you have the orderlies, you have the, etc. You have each of these individuals, but they all work within the hospital. And then you have the patient in that one hospital. So you can think that the creator is the hospital, and everything else within that hospital, you can think of them as God. That they all have different tasks, you know, and that task is to help that patient. So that's what I'm thinking, that maybe what, maybe this is what religion is all about. That you have the creator, and then the creator has different components, and those components, whether it be uh, what they call your ancestors, your relatives who have passed on. You have um, religious figures like Jesus or Abraham, or in some Islam you have Muhammad, and then you have Buddhism, and then you have Krishna, etc. And that maybe, I mean, I don't know, but maybe these figures who had been on Earth and then that they had passed, maybe I maybe um, their life energy, the spirit being has communicate that. But see, that I don't know. I mean, I I don't know. But it's interesting with these people that were on Earth and that have what we call ascended. That you notice all of them are men, all of them. Buddha was a man, Jesus was a man, Abraham, all these spirits are men. I said, well, what about the women? Are there any women who were spiritual on earth and that they ascended? You know, I mean, you have people that worship who they call the Virgin Mary. And outside of that, I really don't know of any other female that's supposed to be a god. I don't know. But I would imagine, with some of the traditional religions in Asia or Africa, or um, the Americas, traditional America. But that's what I mean about wanting to break through the different, the paradigm that I was raised under, the belief system, that just because this is what I'm taught, it doesn't mean that it's the whole chapter. You know, there are many chapters to a book, especially if it's a novel. And if I'm only reading chapter one 100 times, what about the others? So I'm where I'm coming from now is that I'm willing to look at the other chapters. If there are other chapters, I want to the other chapters of life. I want to read it. I want to have a fullness of life and a fullness of information. If I'm reading the same thing and do the same thing, I'm I'm going to have the same results. I'm not going to grow, you know. So, if there is a God or gods out there, I want to know this God, you know, and the Creator, I want to get to know too. I don't want to be afraid anymore. I I want to challenge my fear, especially the fear of death and dying and growing old. I want to, because it's a part of life. And for me to try to run away from life and think I'm going to stay young forever, that's not going to happen, So I want to respect life, because if life is how it's designed by the Creator, then everything that the Creator has done is good and for my well-being, and that will also include death, you know. So, like I mentioned in my prior video, um, that with that maybe our life is cyclical, and that whoever who made us, who designed us, I know I was made by a designer. I could see it in the things, in the physical world. It wasn't a happenstance. It just didn't just, the Big Bang. No, it wasn't. There is a creator or creators. I don't know, you know, whether it's one or many, but I know that there's something higher up out there, and I want to achieve this. Or I'm just losing train of thought, but um, there's a designer out there, and you know, life is to teach us, and I don't know. So I'm just sharing my thoughts with you, and for this 2015, it's about moving forward and about pushing past your comfort zone. And I'm contemplating doing some spiritual work, um, utilizing untraditional methods. Something I have to think about. I've been talking to this a doctor that I have who is involved in different spiritual understanding. And so when I see this person again, I'm going to talk further on this. And it's something that I would like to do in the very near future, within a month. I don't know whether it be that soon, but I think I'm ready for that next level of exploration because I'm tired of moving around, just going in circles. And so, I know there's a creator. And again, if there are gods out there, um, that, if they're here to help me, then they'll understand what I'm saying. I don't think you can shock God or the creator that they understand what's going on, um, and that they know what's in your heart. And it's not the idea of going to a physical church or temple or whatever you want to call it. That's not going to save you, you know. But you have, like as above as below, you have a team, and that maybe these different ancestors and you know ascended masters, as some people call it, it's a group effort. It's a team. It's teamwork, and that they're here to help us. So I'm looking forward to that, and it's about just going ahead in life. So that's what I want to share for today, and I hope you have a very good day. Peace and joy to you all. Bye bye.